Let's talk about turkey rhubarb. Now, this is really good for building up good bacteria in your gut and also helping with internal bleeding, cancer, PMS, menopause, cholesterol, inflammation, so much. And watch till the end because I'm going to talk about dosage and everything else. Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist. Get healthy now. Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist here. Today I want to talk about turkey rhubarb, which is a great thing. And rhubarb has been used for over 2,000 years in Chinese medicine, and it was brought from the Asia into Europe, and it started to grow. And this is a particular one, turkey rhubarb, which is used in, like I said, Chinese medicine. And it's very similar to the one that we have at home, also in the U.S. and in all around the world in general. And the actual roots are actually used in turkey rhubarb, and its name is Ruma palanthum, and very similar to the officinalis species also. It grows in China, Mongolia, Tibet, and all the Himalaya areas, and it's actually being transplanted to other areas too. It's been used successfully for over 2,000 years and has a lot of healing capability. If you've been using ischiac tea, probably for cancer or something like that, or maybe you just want to use it once in a while for a tune-up, this is one of the main ingredients in ischiac tea. So something to think about. Also, the roots are the main things that are used in making capsules and tinctures and that type of thing. It contains anthraquinones, some tannins, and various fatty acids. Also, lots of anti-inflammatory compounds, and helps with all kinds of things. It also is a laxative too if used in higher doses, so that's something to think about if you have constipation. Also has B complex vitamins and vitamin C. Also has calcium and choline and copper and iron and iodine even. There are not too many things that have iodine in them. Magnesium, manganese, also ceramic acid, a little bit of glucose, fructose, tannic acid. Also does contain some oxalic acid and oxalates too. So if you're sensitive to those, you may want to not do them. But those are in just about everything. I find that people who are sensitive to that are also toxic. So you might want to get a hold of me and we'll get rid of that toxicity. Also, it's a great anti-inflammatory agent. To help with all kinds of inflammation, especially the colon. If you have colon inflammation, you want to use this. It helps to get rid of free radicals in the body too. It's not something to use every day. I would use it for no more than 7 to 10 days. And it can be safely taken, the root actually can be safely taken, even some people say up to 2 years, but I like 7 to 10 days. If it's not going away by then, you need to do something else. Also lowers blood pressure. So if you have blood pressure problems, you might want to take this once in a while also. Also hawthorn works great too. Also helps with autoimmune disease. If you have autoimmune disease, first of all, we got to get rid of the stress because stress is one of the major things that starts autoimmune disease. If this can also help to modulate autoimmune disease in a great way. This is Swanson's here, but there's a lot of different brands and, turkey rhubarb is turkey rhubarb. Also helps with liver and gallbladder inflammation. So if you have your liver not feeling good, you want to flush it all the bile acids out, you want to flush out your gallbladder, you might want to take this also. Also, it's really good for women's health. There's a double-blind study of 12 weeks that showed actually help with menopausal symptoms in a great way. So if you are going through menopause, you want to make a difference in that. That's no fun going through those hot flashes all the time. I remember my wife going through that. No, not fun, I'm telling you. She was miserable. Also helps with PMS too. Helps to get rid of the cramps and the bloating and all that type of thing. Really, really helps in a great way. Boost up your gut health. Brand new studies looking at some of the actual bacteria which actually make us skinnier, help us to lose weight, actually turkey rhubarb helps us to promote those in our gut. They're probably there all along, but even when we're eating the American diet, they kind of disappear or kind of go down to a point where they don't do us any good. Well, this will help us in a great way to make those propagate. Also, studies show that it actually helps with strokes. 2014 studies show that it could help people with ischemic events and or strokes. And people who were taking this actually found that they felt better in general when they were taking it along with their regular medication in general. So no, that's a big thing if they feel better. Also, really good for colon cleanse. If you use a higher dose, it actually works to cleanse out your colon in a big way, and it also helps to cure diarrhea at the same time. Very interesting. But it actually moves your colon and makes it move in a great way. Actually helps the contractions. Also helps with digesting the diarrhea. A study in 2014 helps to regulate water in the GI tract and absorb more water, aiding in the prevention of diarrhea. So it actually takes out water that way. Also helps with cancer. That's like I said, excuse me, used in ischiac tea. And it has those anthocyanins in it, which help to kill cancer cells. So it also helps to prevent metastasis in your body. So if you have cancer, that's something to think about. You might want to take your ischiac tea, for a while. Also, preventing the absorption of glucose in the cancer cells helps them to die. Also, so this is another agent that really works in a great way. Also helps with weight loss. Studies show that turkey rhubarb is really good at getting rid of accumulated fat in the intestines and everywhere else in the body also. So another thing, if you have obesity going on, you might want to take some of this regular wonderful turkey rhubarb. Helps with skin conditions. You can actually put it on your skin also, and it really helps to get rid of inflammation there. Also works great for sores and burns in general, and any kind of inflammation and minor injuries on the skin. Also stops completely intestinal bleeding and excessive bleeding in general, especially during menopause and PMS and that type of thing. So if you have gastrointestinal bleeding or some other kind of bleeding, you might want to take some turkey rhubarb. Also, there's some indication that it may help prevent renal failure, so you might want to check it out and see how that works for you too. Studies show that it could be effective in preventing renal failure, but it should only be used short term, so 7 to 10 days. So that's really important. Like I said, it stops intestinal bleeding, and not a lot of things that really help this in a great way. Also, it lowers cholesterol. If you have high cholesterol, first of all, get a hold of me. We can make that go away for sure without taking anything. But we can make that cholesterol lower in a great way by taking some turkey rhubarb. Also, a study with 4 consecutive weeks of taking turkey rhubarb actually showed that people's levels, their LDL cholesterol went down. So you might want to take this. I think it has to do with all the fact that it really works well in the intestinal tract itself. It also helps with lazy bowel syndrome, and there's not a lot that helps with lazy bowel syndrome. Your GI tract, especially your colon, just doesn't contract. And a study in Japan over 2 weeks giving people rhubarb, we really helped them to actually have contractions and end up going to the bathroom. So really important for that. I don't know a whole lot that helps otherwise. And also it helps with bile secretions in the liver and get rid of the inflammation of the gallbladder, as I said. Also, it helps with pancreatitis. Man, if you have pancreatitis, what a terrible, really, I have to say, painful disease. And one of our friends had that. Wow, not good. And actually, if it's caused by smoking or alcohol intake, actually this can help with the inflammation of the pancreas in a great way. So taking it orally. Also helps with cold sores. It actually has a great antiviral effect, and you can get turkey rhubarb creams and salves and ointments too, and rub that on that area, and it will get rid of the cold sores there and wherever they might show up, usually in the corner of your mouth, that type of thing. Also, like I said, it helps with cancer. Lots of anti-inflammatory compounds in it, lots of antioxidants, and also has aloe-imdurine and cispalaphine, endamine, gallic acid, rentin, a whole bunch of different compounds that help to kill the cancers themselves. The root can also work great as a paste for treating all kinds of skin type of things. And also, it's been used successfully, as I said, for over 2,000 years. It's most commonly found in tinctures and capsules, and that's probably the most important thing. Finding it, you can find it at your health food store. You can get it on Amazon and eBay. Very inexpensive. I bought this. This is 100 capsules, 500 milligrams. I bought this for $10. So really, it's very inexpensive. Also, side effects, not for long-term use. I wouldn't recommend it, because it can be a laxative. It's probably not good to use it long-term, any kind of laxative in general. So I recommend for 7 to 10 days. But some people say it can be taken up to 2 years if you watch it closely. It does contain oxalates, so if you're sensitive to oxalates, you might want to check on that. Like I said, it is a laxative. And too much of anything is not good. That can also cause cramping, so that's not good either. Use it directed. And also, if you're taking Lasix or other medications, it's not a good idea to take turkey rhubarb also. And also, if you have like end-stage kidney disease, liver disease, or something like that, I wouldn't recommend it either. And it's not for those who are pregnant, nursing, or small children in general. And that's just a generality for most things. The dosage, I recommend 500 milligrams once a day for 7 to 10 days. If you want it to be more of a laxative type effect, I recommend you take it for 1,000 milligrams for 7 to 10 days, and that will get you going also. Get you going in a big way. And so 500 milligrams for if you have a stomach upset, GI upsets, that type of thing, and all the other things that I talked about. 1,000 milligrams if you have, need it as a laxative type of thing. And also, we want to make sure that, like I said, you use it only for 7 to 10 days. I highly recommend it. You need take a break from it and come back and use it again. It will work for you on and off. I recommend it. I usually take it a couple times a month. I want it for the ability to build up good bacteria in my gut. That's really what I take it for. But a lot of people need it for other things also and can make a huge difference in their life. If you want to get a hold of me, all my contact information is at the end of the video. Also, you can click on Show More down below, and that will give you all my contact information. Let's get rid of your chronic disease. There's no reason to have diabetes, MS, lupus, all kinds of diseases, sickle cell anemia, all kinds of things. Let's put those into remission. Rheumatoid arthritis, and let's get on with life to having enjoying life. Get rid of that arthritis in general, osteoarthritis also. So let's make an appointment. I ask for a $50 donation, and I also give with that from my heart 1 year of support to help you get on the road to really healing. Also, if you want to prevent cancer, I highly recommend my new book, Live a Cancer-Free Life. You can just Google that, Live a Cancer-Free Life, and it will come up. And this is a thin, short read, and it will do your body good. There's no doubt about it. 3 out of 5 people are coming down with cancer. There's no reason for that. I mean, we can, lower your chances of coming down with cancer by 1,000%. And kick up your antioxidants by 70 or more times also to prevent other diseases. So get a hold of a copy of my book. It's also available as a Kindle version, so you can download it no matter where you live. Have a wonderful day, and remember a couple of things. Remember God, and remember, I love you.